Hi everybody, I'm Italo Brown, member of the post-bac class of 2010-2011. On behalf of myself and my partner, Camila Moore, I would like to take this time to just thank everybody, Mahari, Matthew Walker, and all of our classmates for just making this experience so rich and palpable and really giving us an understanding of what it's like to be in the trenches of healthcare here. So, one might ask, what is development? I mean, it sounds real esoteric and abstract. It almost sounds like what you do is uh, sit in a garden all day and just watch stuff grow. Well, in a nutshell, I mean, that wouldn't be too far off from the truth, except the garden that you're sitting in is Meharry or Metro or Matthew Walker. It's this community that surrounds us off Jefferson and in all surrounding areas. And what you're doing is watching the institution of Matthew Walker grow. You have to do everything that you can to help maintain, cultivate this crop, this plant of Matthew Walker. And sometimes you need more water, you need better soil, you need all types of sunlight, stuff that can come and go given on the day. The job of Mr. Keith Belton is that of a master gardener. His job is to find these resources to help Matthew Walker grow. So imagine myself and Camila working as young apprentices underneath this master gardener. What we learned was you've got to develop a strategy. Just like a farmer has some type of way of rotating crops based on the season and, somehow planting this particular phyla as opposed to another phyla. Well, what we got a chance to really interact with was one particular strategy that involved using surveys to gather valuable pieces of information that can then be changed into usable data. I know data is the word that scientists live and die by, but try to imagine using data in a different way. Not using data to prove whether something is right or wrong, but using data to tell a story, to develop a brand, and really pull on the heartstrings of people with either deep pockets or just people who can be compassionate enough and understand that funding is so vital to the success of any large institution, namely Matthew Walker. So, as survey collectors, what we did was gather these pieces of information, this data from patients, and insert it into a program that at some point down the line will tabulate exactly how people responded for each point on that survey. And why it should feel so exciting is, what do you think would happen if you had a 95 to 99% approval rate? If the overwhelming majority of your patient population said, hey, I really do trust my dentist, my doctor, or I thought the entire staff was friendly, or something as simple as it's a clean place to go. As a funder, as somebody who donates, they're going to look at this information and feel overwhelmed, or going to feel blown away, in fact, by how much the community embraces Matthew Walker. And that then encourages them to provide their financial support and increase the reservoir or reserve that that Matthew Walker has. So that's one element of what we did as a project. Another facet was, again, I keep mentioning, develop the brand, build the story. These are buzz phrases. These buzz phrases are things that you have to use when talking about earning support, earning a following. So we used our, maybe novice, but somewhat contemporary, I'll say, knowledge of the internet to search and compare Matthew Walker's website with other comprehensive healthcare centers and other just forward-moving, progressive, really innovative sites, and try to brainstorm ways that Matthew Walker could incorporate these ideas into their web presence to hopefully expand that brand and enhance the story that they're building. One of the key things that we found was that Matthew Walker's website is miles, I mean, eons ahead of most comprehensive centers. Most healthcare centers have a basic face, a front page, a couple other pages, some information here and there, maybe even a way for you to see what the doctors are. But none of the sites are as developed uh, as Matthew Walker's is. So from our stance, what we did was try to figure out how, from two sides, you could view the site. From the side of a patient, and from the side of a funder. We decided on saying you should break these things apart. You should cater to both sides. You should have information that's patient specific, like stuff about providers, stuff about what's going on in the community, a bulletin board, those things, as well as something for funders, like showing what new innovations, campaigns, initiatives are being promoted at Matthew Walker, how the fiscal year may have ended up last year, or just any press, any positive press releases or coverage that Matthew Walker's had. Having this on display right there for people, and maybe adding donation buttons everywhere saying donate here, because that's what it takes. Setting the agenda for the people and allowing others to be compelled by the story that you tell. So again, we brought up a couple ideas. One of our main ideas was to incorporate elements of social media, expanding Facebook parts, Twitter parts, but mainly YouTube, because video impacts people worldwide. And I don't know what anybody says, but a patient testimony is far more compelling than just reading about it. Okay? So we encourage this, among other things. So, I mean, in closing, because my time is running short, I just wanted to say that if you plan on being a master gardener, you have to know your crop, you have to know your surroundings, your farm, and you have to have a strategic plan. You gotta have a plan. And myself and Camille got to work firsthand on developing the plan for Matthew Walker. Who could ask for more? Thank you for the time. Thank you for this experience. This is Italo Brown, my partner Camille Moore, signing off. Take care.